Now, Mr. Chair.
Jackie Dean.
Yeah, happy to follow on from that well-known farmer hater Raymond Ho, demonstrating once again.
A point of order, Honourable Trevor Mello.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I take offence at that. I mean, I think people can, in a debate, have a bit of a jocular back and forth, but Sir, characterising people on this side of the House as people who hate farmers when it's patently untrue will lead to disorder.
I've tolerated the term in the general sense, and I think to direct it to an individual is further than I'm prepared to tolerate. So I'll just ask the member to desist. Jackie Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to follow on from that Labor member's contribution, that Labor member who represent a party who clearly hate farmers, by their comments not only in this debate but also in other aspects of when they were in government and what they promised to do should, God forbid, they ever take the Treasury benches again, which I sincerely hope they don't. But I want to pick up the point that previous speaker made about the Parliamentary Commissioner Jan Wright's report into stewardship of the High Country, which actually I was reading just this afternoon. And I want to pick up on her recommendations. I think it was parts. Well, I'm talking about another report. There's yet another Labor member who doesn't bother to follow the debate. I'm referring at the moment, and I'll say this fairly slowly, to the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment's report into stewardship of the High Country, where she made a number of recommendations which were referred to by the previous speaker, Mr. Ho. And the point that the previous speaker made was that one of the recommendations was that the Parliamentary Commissioner made was that the government set up a High Country Commission. And I see value in that. I see a High Country Commission as being able to look at the High Country as a whole, because there are a number of aspects to High Country farming that are critical to New Zealand. We know that. We know that High Country farmers are good stewards of the land. We know that High Country farmers have been farming sustainably for 120 years in the same family in some circumstances. Those High Country farmers are inordinately proud of the fact that they have taken rabbit-infested, unwanted Crown land and turned it into a productive unit. So we understand the productive value of the High Country. Those farmers also understand the environmental aspects of what they do. In fact, they have a very close association in and interest in maintaining the sustainability of their farming operations, because you ask any farmer in New Zealand, if only they were aware of that, they're clearly not. You ask any farmer in New Zealand what sustainable farming means, and that means improving the environment. And I think that High Country farmers have an incredibly clear focus on doing that. I can think of a number of initiatives by High Country farmers where they are very keen on Balmoral Station, very keen on establishing QE2 covenants to protect biodiversity elements. That is something that the Greens also have failed to recognise. So, yes, the Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment made a number of recommendations in her report to sustainable use of the High Country. One of those was, interestingly, that tenure review should continue. And I don't think the member perhaps got to that part of the report, but it is important to remember that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chair.
Honourable Shane Jones.
Kia ora, Mr. Chair. I shall endeavour to bring some relevance back to the debate after